What is good, YouTube? Um, Honestly, I didn't even want to come on here because I am not in the best mood, man. I'm getting touched. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm getting touched. Today is January 12th. Let's get into our recap for the day. But let me finish. Took one trade. Um, I'm gonna go FEG. Target me. Bam. I sell. Float a gap. Okay, so Boomski, let's start with today. This is what we're looking at coming into market today. We come onto the 4 hour. We see we still have all of these draws to the downside, all these draws right here. Is there a way I could delete my drawings or hide them? Okay, as you can see right here, we can see that we are trading in a range that we've been trading in from Wednesday, January 7th. We are currently in that range right now, finally about to break out of it. And here we see that is there a demonstration? Okay. Here we see that we create a 4 hour bearish gap to the downside. And coming into market open, I'm looking to see if we can come and respect that 4 hour gap and possibly take out all our draws to the downside. Okay, I don't remember what I was saying because I had to pause the recording, but I believe I was saying that we had this 4 hour bearish gap here and that I wanted to see it. I want to see a reaction into it, and then we hit all our draws to the downside, which we see here. We have this 4 hour bearish gap. Once again, I want to see the reaction into it, and then we can potentially hit all our draws that we have to the downside. And as we can see, we have our 4 hour bearish gap. We have our 1 hour bearish gap. We have some other gaps to the downside or we have some other bullish gaps, or no, bearish gaps, I mean, that we don't really need to talk about. But coming into market open, there was no place to enter. I'm not gonna lie, there was no place to enter into any bids. Coming in, we see that off the open, we ran up 160 points out of nowhere. And so usually when you see that happen, you're usually waiting for a 15-minute fair value gap to present itself for you to base the play of the day off of. And so we create this. Also, another thing when talking about my pre-market thoughts, I saw that we had our Asia high unmitigated, which is the beginning of our 1 hour, 4 hour bearish gap, or it's the beginning of our 1 hour gap and it's in the middle of our 4 hour bearish gap. So coming into market open, I essentially wanted to see us take out Asia high, draw up into our 1 hour, 4 hour bearish gap, and then see a strong displacement to the downside again. And I was hoping shorts was free, but okay, we come into market open, we see market run up 150 points to the upside. We are almost flipping our 1 hour, 4 hour bearish gap, like I've said numerous times. I do have these draws to the upside that I'm taking into account just in case, because you do need to be watching both sides of the market. We create this 15-minute bullish gap and we don't come back to tag it at any point in time. We come down to the 5 minute because I'm looking through all these time frames at once, by the way. We come down to the 5 minute time frame and we slightly touch it, but I wanted a deeper dig into our 515 just so I can have a little bit more confirmation. But recently, price has just been dipping and going. It hasn't really been having solid pullbacks, I'd say, to allow buyers or sellers into the market. And so we had that minor pullback, and we carried this 1 minute bullish gap on the 1 minute time frame. And from there, I don't really like trading any of this because it's just, we are in a range, we're in this range right here from what is this, 8:50 to 10 a.m. We're just in a range chopping, so I didn't really want to take any trades coming out of this 1 minute bullish gap, even though we see that it was respected once, twice. I just didn't like how price was moving, and I also didn't like the amount of volume that was in the market. And so I'm waiting, and then on the 15 we create another 15-minute bullish gap right here, and we see that this one was actually respected. But the reason I didn't like this trade to take was I didn't like this bear candle. And then the immediate displacement candle right out of this 15 bullish gap. Something was a little bit off and I was hesitant to take it. And from there, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just let it ride. If it rides, it's gonna take out these externals, and then we'll come out and take out our New York PM draws that we have to the upside. So that ran for about 50 points, 46 points. If I was to take this trade coming out of it, I'd probably have it here, or probably here, maybe in the middle of the displacement candle. And we're targeting obviously this PM high, but this would be our break-even point if we were to take this trade, and our stops is probably like a 25-point stop or 30-point, at this swing low that we have right here. So once again, I didn't take this trade. That was probably the only trade I might have liked, or maybe this one. Once again, this one coming out of this 15-minute bullish gap. So this is the trade that I did take though. And my reasoning for this was that I thought once we cleared these highs right here, I thought we were just gonna run to our PM highs, and then we'll see the reaction off of that. But what happened was we created this bullish gap, and I saw that we were respecting all the other ones recently, so I decided no. What happened was we inversed this original 1-minute bearish gap. Okay, yeah. We inversed this 1-minute inverse. We inversed this 1-minute bear gap. And we created this 1-minute bullish gap. And then coming back down, we tagged into it. I took my bid. I probably should have waited for I really don't know, because I was just waiting all day. I really like the volume that we saw when we created this 1-2 candle, or this 1-2 go that we had right here. It was just choppy today, and then we see that later on at around 11:30, 11:40, that price does end up coming back into this 1-minute gap, and we do end up riding to our PM draw that we had marked out. But by then I'm not even on the charts. So yeah, this was my trade for today. Coming out of this bullish, coming out of this 1-minute bearish inverse that we created, showing bullish movement all day, getting the draw correct, just bad execution. Maybe I should have waited for a deeper dig into this one, or waited for a deeper pullback to this 940 where this 1-minute bullish gap is at, so I can take longs off of it to our draw. Um, Honestly, not too mad. A loss is a loss. It is what it is. But we are down $900 on the day. Only two Apex accounts. Sadly, I lost all my other accounts. Not gonna get into that. Um, yeah. So I'm done for the day. That was my one for today. I hope y'all ended up taking a dub today and having a great day.